This week on the $1 Million Plan, we talked to a man who's about to have a baby. So say my notes. But if that were really true, you would have read about it in the tabloids. I think he's got a lady friend who's with the baby. And that man joins me now. Drew, I assume you physically are not having a child.
You are correct. That would be my wife.
Can you imagine how much we'd complain if we were having the babies?
Oh, it would be awful. I would be sitting on the couch all day long, eating nothing but ice cream and watching movies.
I took a month off because I had a runny nose. That's not... All right, so Drew, you're a 31-year-old yonker, which on the standardized testing means that you're a young man. You're having a baby here soon. When's the baby getting here?
February.
How many? Tell us about your household. What's the income? Who's working? Who does what? Wow, all this good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So both my wife and I work. Annual gross income is $134,000.
Okay, how's that divided?
And,
who makes what?
It's about 50-50.
Okay, 50-50. And so then when the baby is here, will you or your wife stay at home?
We both plan to keep working.
Okay. So right out of the box, what we're dealing with is an issue, a child care, a cost issue. Do we know how that's being dealt with?
We have started looking at daycare options, so I have an idea as far as how much it will cost, but it's definitely a little intimidating.
Where in the country are you? Like whereabouts?
The Southeast.
Southeast. You like to bass fish?
I do, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Nicole, are you excited?
Almost as excited as you are.
Oh my gosh. All right, we'll get back to fishing here once we solve some problems. Let's get to the work first and we'll play here in a bit. All right, so in Southeast, what's daycare going to cost a month for a new human?
I'm thinking about $800 a month is where we're going to be.
Okay. So where in the hell is that $800 a month going to come from?
Well, we do have extra money in the budget. Just to kind of give you a little background, we're coming up on just our 4-year anniversary, and we've been kind of cruising along, very little financial stress. We've had extra money in the budget typically every month that we've been able to save up, and we've done a lot of projects around the house with that money.
Okay.
So with that being said, that's kind of where we plan to take the money from extra savings that we've had in the past and put it towards all of these extra child care expenses.
Okay, so on a monthly basis, you've had a ton of margin, and this margin has gone to fund some projects. It's also gone to savings. But now you're not going to be saving the $800 a month or more, really, with diapers and formula and everything else. Instead, that margin is going to be used for the child. Is that the way what you just said?
Absolutely.
Okay, so how much do you have in savings? Just like boring old savings.
We have $20,000 in our checking or savings account, and then we have an additional $39,000 that's in just a brokerage account outside of retirement.
Nice. Now, did you guys save and invest all this money, or did someone die and give it to you? Like, how do you get this money?
Some of the $39,000 did come from an inheritance. Some of it came from stock that my wife had at her previous place of employment that we sold.
Yeah.
And then some of it came from just plain old savings.
I don't know why I sniffed out that was inheritance money. It felt that way. That seems judgmental of you. It's not. It just felt that way. I don't know why. I feel like I'm a medium or something. Like I can speak to people on the other side.
No. And actually, when we received that money about a year ago, we had no clue what to do with it. Sure. And obviously, you want to make sure that you're being responsible and honoring the person who left it to you. Mm-hmm. So we really had no clue what to do with it. So I kind of threw it in this account and put it in an index fund and haven't touched it since.
It'll be good to get a good bass boat with that eventually. But so how about long-term investing? What have you done in terms of long-term investing?
We have $112,000 in retirement accounts.
Nice. That's good. And how much do you put in a month towards those?
About $1,650. It's actually a little bit higher depending on where my bonus is. So we'll average a little bit more than that this year, but typically on a regular month, that's about where we're at.
You're putting about $1,650 a month
Correct.
toward. Okay. I don't know, I got to change your $1 million plan numbers. I totally butchered them putting them in. So Nicole's got them set up for us, but they're not applicable because I entered the wrong numbers. So I'm just going to verbally give them to you. Your $1 million day. Do you have an idea of when you think the day you'll become a millionaire at your current pace is? Do you have a? I'm going to make people start guessing. Do you have a guess?
It should be when I'm in my 50s. I don't know what
hell,
year that would be.
I can't do that math. Oh, gosh.
Let's see. It'd be 30 years from now. So
no, you're 31.
2047.
You're 31, right?
2048.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. You are going to be a millionaire with $112,000 currently set aside. You're putting $1,650 a month away towards retirement, right? Is that right so far?
Yeah, 1,650.
You are going to be a millionaire on May 14th of 2033. That's not far from now, dude. Like
better than I thought.
Yeah, me too. That's 16 years. You'll be 47. Will you have a receding hairline? What's the hair happening? What's going on upstairs for you? Anything good?
It's amazing that I still have my hair on both sides of my parents.
Wow.
There's definitely no hair. So I'm amazed I've lasted this long. But I figure with the stress of a child that's soon coming to an end.
So that's good. And then at retirement, again, at your current pace, at age 67, which is considered to be your retirement age, you'll have, this doesn't even seem real, but it is real, $6.1 million. And you'll have $14,223 a month of income after tax, but it will feel like in today's dollars, because of inflation, it'll feel like $5,800 a month of income. That's pretty darn good, right?
Yeah, good. Not maybe not great.
It's not great, but here's what I think we'll do. I think your natural pay increases will take care of the rest of that story. Do you know what I mean? Like as you get pay increases, the percentage of which you're going to your 401k, the dollar amounts will rise. I don't think you have to do anything specifically different for retirement if you're okay retiring at age 67. Are you, or do you have any idea? I mean, you're 31. You're basically a child yourself, and that is not as condescending as it sounds. I'm 39. I'm basically like your big baby brother, you know? What do you think?
Yeah,
67 good?
I'm okay with that. I think my wife may want to retire earlier than that. And if, we're able to, that'd definitely be great.
Do either of you have a pension?
No.
Okay. Either of you slated to get a gigantic pay increase over the next several years?
I am in sales, so I'm very optimistic, but, there's just a lot of unknown.
Sure. Let's get back to the baby. You said in your email to us you got some nasty habits you're trying to kick. They're not even nasty. They're just sort of social expenses that any two people who don't have children get to enjoy, and you're a little nervous that your budget's going to change, huh?
Let me go ahead and give you a warning. Actually, my wife was the one that reached out.
Wait a second.
Because she knew that.
You got set up?
Yeah, absolutely. We were set up.
Nicole, did you know this?
No, I did not.
Oh, my gosh. Is this the first time this has happened? To my knowledge, it might be.
I think it is. I can't recall any time that we've had something like this happen. This is fantastic.
So how did she break this awful news to you, Drew?
Actually, she didn't tell me. I got an email from Nicole saying that I had been selected to be on the show, and I was like, wait, what?
So she submitted with your email
Oh,
address.
my
Oh my gosh,
God.
I pulled up your account earlier too to see your submission form, and she completely acted as if it were you.
So is this like an intervention?
No, she knows that, I got to know you through your USA Today article,
Okay.
and I got into your podcast, and I don't want to make things awkward, but
Yeah.
she's even accused me of having a man crush on you.
hey.
So,
Well, you've obviously got poor vision, so that's a problem. And the kid's going to have poor vision now. So this is
But no,
crazy. I love this.
yeah, she knew I was kind of a little stressed out about all the unknown
All right.
because of the baby. So I think that's why she reached out and did this. So I'm not upset at all. This is definitely a good thing.
Okay, when you found out your wife's having this baby of yours, what was your initial sort of? Did you have like the Papa Bear, like, oh my God, I got to grow up now? What were you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a complete surprise, But a lot of feelings and emotions come over you, and I feel like when you're in your 20s, you can make mistakes and it's okay. But once you get into your 30s, and especially when you find out your wife is pregnant, it's like, okay, I can't make big mistakes. I've got to be a true responsible adult now.
Whew. Now, do either of you? What kind of debt do you have? I don't feel like I know anything about you. What's your housing situation? You got a mortgage or anything?
Yes, we own our house. We have a 30-year mortgage with about 25 years left on that.
What's your payment?
It's around $1,700, including taxes and insurance.
Nicole, will you pull up that initial screen on so I can see some of his data? And then what? Any student loans or any other debts or anything like that?
The only other debt we have is a car loan, which we owe about $13,700 left on it.
Okay, so no student loans. Do you guys go to school? Go to college? Or how was it paid for and all that good stuff?
We did, and we were very, very lucky in that both of our parents paid for our college tuition, so we graduated debt-free, which that's one of my questions today is about funding a 529, because it's very important to us that we kind of pay that forward and are able to provide that to our children.
What state do you live in? You said Southeast, but now I need the state.
Tennessee.
Okay. Actually, we've looked at 529 plans in Tennessee before. I don't think you guys have a huge state income tax provision, do you?
No state income tax.
Okay. You have no state income tax.
Correct.
Okay, but I'm saying with the 529, I don't think there's any additional tax benefits in the state of Tennessee. Tennessee's 529 is called TN Stars. TN being the, state code for Tennessee. TN Stars college savings plans. There's no special state tax benefits in Tennessee. So I'm telling you this because you can choose to participate in the Tennessee plan, or you can choose any other plan in any other state, because there's no reason for you to participate in the Tennessee one. There's really no incentives because there's no tax incentives. So you might just choose the one with the best investment performance and the lowest fees. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Any recommendations?
I think Vanguard, let's look real quick. Vanguard always is known for their very inexpensive investor Vanguard. Nevada could be a gamble. So Nevada's plan, Vanguard does it. So it's going to be cheap and it's going to be good performing. Now, I have the Indiana plan because I live in Indiana and there's good tax incentives, but it actually performs pretty well as well. I think we're up 18% year to date, or in the last 12 months. Of course, I should say that I am advertise. I'm what do we call it? Paid endorser of the Indiana 529 plan. So I'm telling you that in the aspect of my job here, not because I'm paid to tell you to be in the Indiana 529. Get in the Nevada one. You're fine. Just get in the Nevada plan, and I'll probably lose my contract with Indiana for just telling you to say that. But you can start that now. You can start saving it for now. Or you could start, if you haven't already, have you started moving the $800 a month that you think is going to go toward daycare? Have you started pushing that off somewhere else?
Yeah, we have been kind of saving up because when my wife is off work after the baby arrives, we will lose her income for that 12 weeks. So we have started saving for that period. So
she gets no pay for her maternity leave?
She gets short-term leave for, I think, 6 weeks, and it's only, I want to say, 60% of her pay.
Jeez.
So
I'll just say here at the Pete the Planner World headquarters, our maternity leave policy is much more generous than that. But look, here, we're not trying to compare employers. Okay, so 529. So I would say here's a good strategy. Do you think you'll have more than one kid? I know we're dealing with one right now. You don't know if you like it. Do you anticipate having more children?
The plan is at least 2.
Okay, at least 2. So there's going to be always a bunch of daycare for the next, 7 or 8 years? You're going to have a bunch of daycare costs?
It seems like that's going to be the case, yeah.
I would at least try to get, if you can, a couple $100 extra bucks a month to start a 529. It sounds like you get bonuses or you have good months based on sales. Is that true?
Right. I get a bonus once a year.
And so those bonuses have helped towards savings, have helped towards other goals, home projects. I think going forward, what your bonuses do are going to change quite a bit with a kid more than anything. What sort of bonus are we talking? Like 15, 20 grand?
No, majority of my income comes from a base salary. My company is European, so they're not really into the whole commission and bonuses thing. So last year, just to give you an idea, it was around $8,000.
Okay, $8,000 cleared after taxes, or those are the gross $8,000 bucks?
Gross $8,000.
Okay, so you got like a $5,600 or something like that.
After 401k, I think it was around $4,000.
Okay. So here could be interesting. I don't know if you use those for family vacations, but you might start doing that because you're going to be a dad now. So you'll be like in Gatlinburg, getting airbrush shirts and eating saltwater taffy with old timey photos with your kids. Right? I mean, that's on the horizon. But you could also start using that $4,000 of that bonus to fund the kids' 529 plan. So I am a father, as I mentioned from time to time. Sometimes I get a bonus at the end of the year based on how our company does here. People get bonuses, and I use mine to fund my kids' college education. So I think what you'll find is what your bonus does is going to change. You know, because you've already got your emergency fund funded. You've already got that, $39,000 in that brokerage account. So you've got your first bucket taken care of. Your second bucket's got a nice start to it. Your long-term bucket, you can leave the hell alone and just let it grow. I think, unless I'm missing something, I think what really this turns into is what your bonus does probably needs to change over the next several years.
Right. And typically that has gone to a lot of projects for the house,
sure.
Things that we've been trying to get taken care of before the kids come, such as roof, air conditioning, getting the exterior painted, things that we hopefully shouldn't have to worry about for a while.
Indoor plumbing.
That should, that should make our lives a little bit easier financially.
You got life insurance? This is a fun question.
I do. Both my wife and I have 20-year term policies, $500,000 each. And actually, I have begun the process to look into new options, and that's one of my questions for you because I want to up that to $1 million for me. And so I thought about adding another $500,000 policy, or should I just cancel the policy I have and get a $1 million policy?
Well, that's a great question. So when did you get the first one?
4 years ago when we got married.
Okay, so you're only 27. Has your health changed significantly?
No, I'm healthy. However, I do have a family member that passed away from cancer. So as a result of that, it is a little pricey for me.
Really? Just for one family member with cancer?
Yes.
What? That doesn't make sense. I used to dabble. Well, like, what are you paying a month for $500,000?
I think it's $55.
Well, that's not expensive. I guess expensive is relative, right?
My wife's is like, I want to say $22.
Well, it's because women don't do stupid crap like you and I do. Like, no one understands. Women are cheaper to insure because they don't do stupid crap. Drew, do you do dumb stuff?
Can I plead the fifth?
Then yes, I do too, right? We do dumb things. You'll grow out of it. Here's what you do. Do you have an insurance guy, or how do you do this? Like, how do you get your life insurance?
Just through the company that we use for auto and home
That's
insurance.
fine. Call that person up and say, can you give me a quote on $1 million and then give me a quote on 500? Okay? And then all you have to do, and just tell them about your history, and this is even before you get qualified, then you just add the premium of the 500 you already got going to the new 500, and then compare that to the cost of the $1 million is replacing the 500. That's all you have to do. It's really pretty simple. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. So there's no benefit to having two policies with two different
No, absolutely not. Other than, I do like the idea of replacing it. 4 years, you should be able to replace it because there's going to be enough bulk discount because you get $1 million versus 500.
Right.
And then the other idea here is, too, it's like, well, you didn't die over the last 4 years. So that's 4 years wasted on a 20-year policy. Let's restart the clock and get another 20 years. You know, because then you'd only have 16 and 20 years. And so, yeah, I'd like you to go $1 million, but who knows? Who knows? 55 a month's not bad, dude. I've got, let's see, I have $2.5 million or something like that. 25-year policy. I think I paid $90 a month, right? It's a hell of a lot of coverage. That's why Mrs. Planner is always just like, don't wear a helmet, you know, like when I go out on bike ride or something. Who are we kidding? I don't go on bike rides. What else? Do you have a will? Do you have like a will? Hey, if I die, my wife gets my baseball cards or anything like that? Do you have a will?
That is the one thing that we
Oh.
have not done.
Where's my disappointment bell? Where is it?
I know, and I knew that was coming. I knew you were going to ask about that.
It's the disappointment bell. I just slapped my car keys against a copper pig. Jeez, this is a low-budget ass show. So at the very least, go to LegalZoom and get like a $65 will. Because here's the thing. This is not about, we're going to leave the kids my this or that. This is really about, my wife is calling my phone right now. Should we put her live on the air, Nicole, or do you think that would be a bad idea?
Let's do it.
I don't think that's the wrong answer, Nicole. That's the wrong answer.
Don't think
Yeah. So it really, Drew, the issue is not about who gets your stuff. It's who gets the kids. If something happens to you and your wife at the same time, you want to know who is going to take care of your children. And that's obviously a conversation you're going to have with those people. And but that's a big deal. Like that needs to be done by February.
Okay.
Right? I mean, have you and your wife talked about that yet? Like I mean, you don't even have the kid yet, but let's say something happens to you guys go on a date night and you get food poisoning. It's really bad food poisoning and you're dead. And there's the baby with the babysitter. Like, who's taking care of the baby? This is all horrifying stuff now you have to think about.
And we started to talk about that, but we don't really have an answer yet.
Can I remove myself from the conversation from like, I won't take care of your kid?
You were kind of the top candidate.
Oh, boy. I'm pretty good with babies. Oh, just wait until your baby poops on you for the first time. That's love right there. And you're just like, and you keep it. You're like, all right, you can still stick around. I'll just wash it. And it's fun, man. It's fun. Are you just going to do you haven't even talked like the night strategy of like who's feeding who and are you getting shifts with an F? Like, are you, like, have you guys discussed that yet?
A little bit. I'm more of a night owl, whereas she's more of a morning person, so it kind of will work out.
Oh, so you think. You guys you dine out a lot now. Do you do a lot of carry out?
More than I'd like to admit.
Okay, so that
when you both work full time, it just a lot of times you just get home and there's nothing in the pantry, so it's the easy option.
You guys you enjoy an adult beverage from time to time?
I do. My wife currently does not.
Well,
that
was
it's
a
not
test.
a sore point at all.
Yeah, that was a test. I'm from like child protection agencies. So here's where we go then. Your booze intake will increase significantly, and your booze budget will increase significantly within like the first 9 months of having a child. Because you're at home, you got nothing to do. You're just like, let's drink. That's what's going to happen. You know that's happening, right?
Oh yeah, and my wife likes the craft beers and all the fancy, expensive stuff. So that's a good point.
She likes the hoppy beers, or is she like the hoppy beers, like a sucking on a pine cone beer? You know.
I'm more of an IPA guy. Yeah. She's not so much.
What else? What other questions can I answer for you?
Yeah, when it comes to a financial advisor,
Ooh.
that's something that we have not yet explored.
Okay.
And there are two major concerns that I have with that.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, obviously most financial advisors get paid on commission. So I feel like the industry as a whole, and I know you used to be in this industry, but I feel like they are incentivized to go out and find people with money, not to go find somebody and help them become wealthy. So that's kind of always bothered me, number one. And then number two, I feel like they're a little too conservative because they're afraid to have to make that call and tell you that you've lost a lot of money.
Well, okay, so a few things here. Number one, everyone knows I was kicked out of the industry for a Ponzi scheme. Number two, I'm just kidding. That's not true. That's not true. Okay, sorry. You can't say that most are commission based. I mean, some are, some aren't. I would argue even the ones that aren't necessarily incentivized and aren't directly aligned with you. And this is where like sometimes the industry people get mad at me, but like here's how the fee only model works. You've got your $39,000. If someone were to manage that for you, it would cost you $390 a year, every year, to have that managed. And someone will come along to you and they would say, "Hey, you know what though? If you lose money, you know, we're going to take a beating too. So let's say your $39,000 goes down to $30,000. Instead of paying them $390, you will pay them $300. You're still paying them, right?
Right.
Like, and so, but the industry's like, well, it's hard on us too. Well, no, you're still getting paid. Like,
right.
like that's not completely aligned. Or if they'll say, well, we made you $10,000, you're at $49,000 a year. Now they're getting paid $490. So I don't know. Based on what you've described to me, I don't know if you need a financial advisor right now. To be honest, like, you got your stuff together. You're aggressively saving for the future. You don't have really any debt. You've got an emergency fund. You got a brokerage account. I don't know how you said it's in an index fund. Fine. You're going to get your life insurance in the right order. I don't know, dude. I don't think you need one.
I'm okay with that answer. I enjoy researching, different mutual funds and ETFs and choosing what to invest in. So if you think I'm okay the way the things are set up now, then that's great.
I think you're fine. I mean, what kind of brokerage account? Just like one of the big online brokerage accounts?
Exactly.
That's fine. Just don't get like all weird and like, I'm going to put our kids' college money in Bitcoin. Now, by the way, now that the fact that I just said that, I'm going to get angry emails saying that's what I like. We got to do a whole Bitcoin episode. You ever listen to this show, Drew? Is this your first time around? You ever listen to this show?
Oh, I've listened to probably most of the podcast.
All right. Well, you need to get a new hobby. But
I
I should do a Bitcoin episode, right?
You should, because somebody's going to email you and say, hey, I made millions off Bitcoin.
Oh, my God. They always do. They always do. They pull up their Bugatti. So you're into bass fishing, you mentioned, before we go here. You do like the bass fish? Is this true?
Yeah, more so my father-in-law. He's got a bass boat, and he's really big into it. But, I enjoy anything that I can sit, relax, and drink a beer and just kind of sit out on the water.
If I agree to take care of your children, do you think your father-in-law will take me bass fishing in his bass boat?
I think we can make that happen.
Okay, we'll talk to my people. Anything else before we go? Anything else we need to do?
Yeah, actually, I have a curveball to throw at you.
Oh, good.
And my wife said I had to ask you.
Uh-oh.
So I have to admit, I'm a car guy.
Okay.
You can see where this is going.
Oh, this is not good.
No. I currently I drive a truck, and albeit it's a very nice truck, but it was purchased more for practicality and towing, because obviously you got to have something to pull the boat. And I've been thinking about taking some money and maybe $10,000 to $15,000 and buying a little sports car for fun.
Okay, so wait,
am I being absolutely ridiculous because my wife is 5 months pregnant?
Do you have a mustache?
I do not.
Okay. Then don't buy a sports car. I mean, it's just obvious. If you like, yeah, you know what? Look, you and I are friends, everyone likes each other. But no, that's a dumb idea, dude.
No.
I know. I'm so disappointing to everyone I come across. But that's the truth. I mean, just like watch a YouTube video or of like a guy in a Fiero. No. At this point, no. No, out of the 39,000, is that the deal?
That's right. That's where I was planning to take the money.
Who left you the money?
My grandparents.
Did your grandpa have like a sports Model A or something? Like, did he have like a sports car of some sort? Was he a sports car guy?
He was a car guy, but no, he never really had anything like that.
Okay, how about this? If you still feel the way a year from now, the way you feel now, maybe. But you need to feel fatherhood, because here's what's going to happen. I think you're going to come March or April of next year, sports car season, and you're going to go, well, that was a dumb idea. And then you would have avoided it. But at this time next year, if you're still feeling this way, we will have you back on the program, and we will reevaluate. I just don't think it makes any sense right now.
I'm okay with that.
Oh, man, I think I may have just impressed your wife.
Yeah. So in a year from now, I can reach out to you, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Just Nicole or me or the Copper Pig that sounds the alarm for whatever. So, all right, man. Thank you for listening. Thanks for reading my column. That makes you. I have two readers, you and my mother, and I appreciate both of you to certain degrees. That's it, dude. Thanks so much.
No, thank you.
Don't buy a car. All right, everybody, that's it for this week's show. That was fun. I like that guy. I like fishing. All right, hey, if you're going to have a baby, get life insurance, have a will. Don't buy a car right before they're born. If you do, make sure there's a car seat in it. That's it. I'm out. Bye.
This is where I came from. Planet Lovetron, where we drop love bombs, funk missiles, and live in soul shelters. No helter skelter. The heat don't swelter because everybody stays cool. Left many moons ago to bring the philosophies of my ancestors to another place. God picked the third rock, gave me to my earth family, and told me to create. And so I am. Pen in my hand, microphone on the stand. Over vinyl, I command and demand. Magnificence in an instance, I can make you dance, cry, or love. Fly as a dove, released from Everest. The fresh is fresh, and you can call me E.T. Word to John Tesh. Let me bless this harmonic presentation. It's amazing, so amazing. I'm the reason. Salutations, I bring you Lovetron greetings from a faraway land. I am the sole controller. Put the remote down and let me take control. You're now a part of my zone, so enjoy yourself. Lovetron can restore your health. I bring you greetings, salutations. How you doing? And is that how y'all say it? The tinkling of the keys is an homage to the little star. I sojourn over poetic descriptions of sound and travel to my other world. Out of this world, spaceship on my arm took me home, fueled by the ink and the megabytes and the hypertext transfer protocol, stronger than the Skynet and the Terminator. I push faders into warp speed, glide with ease, creating a breeze they call a black hole. Event horizon, no rear view concerns. This I adjourn, and beats I burn. This I adjourn, and beats I burn. Salutations, I bring you Lovetron greetings from a faraway land. I am the sole controller. Put the remote down and let me take control. You're now a part of my zone, so enjoy yourself. Lovetron can restore your health. I bring you greetings, salutations. How you doing? And is that how y'all say it?